Well, hello and welcome to the Spirit Safe. My name's Rob. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. This is a review I've been looking forward to doing for a long time. It is the Abasolo Mexican whiskey. I said we'd have a couple of unusual countries on the channel this year, and this is one that I've been looking forward to very, very much. Abasolo Distillery, located just north of Mexico City. This is a 100% corn whiskey. There's actually a lot to tell you about it. They use a special technique for preparing the corn, mashing the corn. It's a very, very ancient technique, and they wash the corn in a it's called nixtamalization. They wash the corn in in an alkaline solution and then cook it. And that's a very ancient technique that's been going on since Mesoamerican times, and it allows them to use. Traditionally, they would make tacos this way, and now they're making whiskey with it, and they're using an heirloom corn, not some Monsanto corn, a very ancient kind of corn from that part of Mexico. I actually had a relative buy this for me in the US, about 35 USD out of Total Wine in California, bottled at 43% ABV. It doesn't mention chill filtration or natural colour, and it doesn't have an age statement. But what a nice bottle. It's a custom bottle. It's kind of... I like the simple label. I like the fact that it is textured on the side. It's got the name Abasolo written on the side. That's how they used to mark old bricks, with the manufacturer's name. And there's just something a little bit architectural about this bottle. I don't know, it's like some kind of lamp detail from an arts and crafts house or something. I just really like it. So, well priced. And an unusual thing, but let's see how it tastes. Not available in the Canadian market. I wish it was. So immediately, picking up some interesting cereal, organic, greenish vegetal notes. A lot of fermentation, yeast action type notes. Champagne, yeast, and quite a rich cocoa as well. Very unusual spirit. Not that whiskey-like, really. It's like a different kind of spirit entirely. And I do feel as though I'm picking up the whole of the corn plant here, from the root right through the stem to the juicy bit at the top to the big leaves on the husk. It's got that greenish, earthy quality to it, and you feel like you're getting the whole corn, not just the sweetness of the corn. It's a strange thing to say, I know, but it's kind of earthy, green vegetal. How do I describe it? I'm not sure. It's like a cactus sap. Lots of chlorophyll going on. Something leafy, and also kind of like paint. Something a bit solventy, but very enjoyable. It's not solventy in a really young whiskey way or a really chemically way. It's just kind of vanilla, freshly dug earth, kind of woody notes, basil or basil, salt and lemon, maybe even some tequila. Is that something that I'm just picking up, knowing that this is a Mexican whiskey? I don't know, and I'm not a big tequila drinker, but there is something tequila-like about it, agave, and definitely a little bit of ginger tonic wine. On the palate, there is a sweetness there. There is an alcohol note. Picking up the evidence of a beery type fermentation, yeastiness. Good whack of lemon in there. Buttered popcorn. There is some rice wine, sake. Tequila again. Sweet and sour notes, cocktail bitters, lime. You know, it's a young whiskey, but it's sort of pleasantly young. It's not over sweet. It's not that horrible metallic note to it, but yeah, it just very, very different. Even a little bit of water here. 43% ABV. I will go for about half a teaspoon. Oh, that's brought out some nice butter there. Again on the nose, that full corn experience. Ground cinnamon, nutmeg, something a little bit rhubarby. Mineral notes, some sort of ground spices, cumin most likely, maybe some tarragon as well. Perfume, a little bit of acetone. Raw cocoa. Probably a little bit of quite bitter espresso as well. And again, the earthiness, and then as you inhale a little bit more, picking up perfume notes, bouquet of flowers. Picking up now some, with a bit of water, some sweet lemon, preserved lemon. Also bitter chocolate, a pleasant bitterness. Soaked plump raisins and figs. But all in all, just a corn. Very unusual stuff, this. Very unusual. I'm really enjoying it. The finish, some very bitter chocolate, brandy soaked raisins, crabapple, wintergreen, dill, kirsch, the German German cherry liqueur, vegetal notes, preserved lemon, tequila, maybe even some grappa. So I mentioned a lot of different spirits there, grappa and tequila and sake and things. That this is a whiskey. This is a really delightful thing. It's just so different, and I'm really lucky to have been able to get hold of a bottle. The fact that they use that very old technique and they use that heirloom corn, it brings a genuineness to this that other countries don't have with whiskey. Like, for example, Japan. They learnt all of their techniques from Scotland. Taketsuro came over, learnt how to make whiskey, took that back to Japan, and even a lot of Japanese whiskey is Scotch whiskey rebottled as Japanese. And if you say Mexican whiskey, people think, well, that cannot be an authentic product, can it? Because Mexican whiskey. But they have used that culinary technique that is ancient, thousands of years old, and that heirloom corn to produce a very good product. So it is genuinely different in that it is a genuine product that is just so unusual and unique. Recommend anybody who can get hold of a bottle of this to try it, just because it's so different. It is an enjoyable whiskey, and yeah, very, very glad I could get hold of a bottle of it. I would, if it was available in BC, I would buy another bottle. Partly as a talking point, and partly just because it is a very enjoyable young corn whiskey. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the review. If you tried this, let me know what you think. Otherwise, I'll look forward to seeing you again soon. Cheers. Goodbye.